Welcome to the Investors Trading Academy Economic Calendar of the Week. Each week, our news analysts review the upcoming economic events that you should be monitoring during the week. After last week's excitement, this week will be a letdown. After comments from the Chinese Congress last week and Premier Li's pledge to jumpstart the economy, traders are closely monitoring data from China. With the Chinese New Year holiday now a distant memory, the focus now is on the monthly download of economic data. The week begins with Chinese fair trade data for February. The trade surplus soared to US $60 billion in January, largely because of a slowdown in imports. Traders are expecting big numbers. The parade of Chinese economic statistics continues on Tuesday with inflation data, producer and consumer prices. Inflation is low, with consumer prices only up 0.8% on a year ago. And on Wednesday, data on retail sales, production, and investment is released. Investors will be watching for continued evidence of a transition from production to household spending. In the US, the big events will not be released until the end of the week. On Monday, the Employment Trends Index is released, while on Tuesday, the JOLTS series on job openings is issued, together with wholesale sales and inventories, weekly chain store sales figures, and the NFIB survey of small business optimism. And rounding off the first half of the week, on Wednesday, the monthly data on the federal budget is issued together with a weekly report of mortgage finance commitments. On Thursday, the high-level indicators finally appear on the data calendar. February figures on retail sales are issued together with the usual weekly data on claims for unemployment insurance, as well as data on export and import prices and business inventories. Economists expect that sales rebounded by 0.5% after a 0.8% decline, a decline driven by lower gasoline prices. Excluding autos, sales may have lifted by 0.4%. And on Friday, data on business inflation, Producer Price Index or PPI, is issued together with consumer sentiment. The core PPI measure may have lifted 0.1% in February after a 0.1% fall in January. And consumer sentiment may have moderated further from 11-year highs, dropping from 95.4 to 94.5 in February. European markets are expected to be quiet, while Mario Draghi and the ECB kick off the stimulus program on Monday. Greece will most likely remain in the headlines, but there is limited low-level data on the calendar this week.